everyone, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Lately I've been thinking a lot about my 2026 reading goals, and it occurred to me that I haven't really reflected on my 2025, and so I thought I would take you along in my reflection and share with you my favorite books of 2025. In 2025, I set the goal of reading 55 books, and I know it was too ambitious for me. I ended up reading 25 books, which is still good, all things considered. Another good thing that happened in 2025 is that I joined 2 book clubs. I first joined Victoria's book club. She's also a YouTuber, and actually go check out her video. I'm gonna put her channel in the description below. Her videos are so cozy and so good, so please check them out. But yeah, I joined her online book club, the Cozy Pages. I also joined her in-person Books and Brunch book club, and through that I actually discovered 2 of my favorite books from last year, so that was great. And then another book club that I joined at the end of last year was the Epilogues book club from Jo Reads a Lot from Instagram. I also put her profile link down below. I've also been meaning to read more classics, and I thought that joining a book club would help me sort of overcome that fear and, get to read more broadly. Another thing that I realized was that, so the beginning of last year was filled with so many great books, and I think, all of the books that I'm going to talk to you about today are books that I read in the first half of the year. Second part of the year, my ratings and overall reading was a bit meh. Maybe my brain wasn't really in it in the second half of the year. I was trying to finish writing my dissertation, so probably my brain was pretty fried. So let's get into my top 5 books of 2025. The first book that I read last year was The Cats with 3 Passports by C.J. Fentiman. This is the Italian edition, and I was actually on my way back to London after the Christmas holiday back in 2024, and my flight got delayed by like 5 hours and I was stuck at the airport. I was just browsing through the shops, trying to pass the time, and I came across this book, and I thought, this really ticked all my boxes. It's about cats, it's about Japan. It's actually set in Japan, and it's also about traveling. I don't normally read many books in Italian. I mostly read in English now. So I was a bit like, should I start my 2025 reading a book in Italian? But it was really, really beautiful. It's about the author who moves to Japan working as a teacher, and she starts looking after a stray cat, and they become inseparable, and this cat basically ends up following the author around her travels, mostly through Japan. And I think the author was staying in the countryside of Japan. I found that really beautiful descriptions, and the bond with the cat and the description about that relationship was really, really sweet. And for a cat lover like me, this book really ticked all the boxes, so great start of the year. The next book that I would like to talk to you about is Babel. I'm sure you've heard about this book. I read this book as part of the Cozy Pages book club with, as I said before, Victoria. I really loved the dark academia, university vibes, and sort of the world building was great. I really loved how the Institute of Translation, which is this college where the protagonist is enrolled to study, so I really love how that college and the way the different branches of that college of translation were structured, and I found it really hard to put it down, and I really wanted to know what happened next. It's quite chunky, maybe towards the end it drags a bit, but I found it really atmospheric. Something I really loved about Babel is the power of language and the power of words. In this book, their words are given sort of a magic status, and I think it's actually true. Words are so powerful, and I think that's why I love reading so much. Next one is Klara and the Sun, this beautiful hardback edition by Kazuo Ishiguro. I am probably not pronouncing that right, which is bad since I've been trying to study Japanese. This book was actually, I'm embarrassed to say, my first Ishiguro. I've been meaning to read Never Let Me Go for ages, but never got to it. I'm so glad I read Klara and the Sun. I found the story so emotional. There were so many moments of like deep existential reflection, and I don't think it was published super recently. So it was published in 2021. I think AI hadn't exploded as much as it has right now. So I think this is a very relevant book for right now. Klara is amazing, and if I remember correctly, this is narrated in first person. Yes, so Klara is the narrator, and it's so good to have this AI called artificial friends, I think, describing the world around her, the people around her. It was absolutely deep and very touching, and I really, really recommend it. And then next one is another book club read, is Welcome to Hyunam-Dong Bookshop. I'm butchering this title, I'm so sorry. But this is a Korean translation. It's such a cozy read. It's about this woman who quits her job and opens a bookshop, and I think it also has a cafe. So it's a very, a cozy vibe environment in her neighborhood. And lately so many books have been published following this sort of exact formula, like a cozy cafe, a cozy bookshop. But and I've read a few. I really love Japanese translated fiction, and they often feature this sort of environment. But what I think sets this book apart is the depth of the reflection, because most of the fiction out there in this genre, I would say, is quite superficial. It's very cozy, but it's sort of like formulaic. Everything is sort of like the same. There's no much depth. Instead, this book, oh my god, it was so deep. It made me think about so many things. It made me think about my career. It has such a very existential quality to it, and I really, really enjoyed it. I think I read it in like a day or two. And this was for the Books and Brunch book club, again with Victoria, so I'm so happy that this was chosen, because yeah, it was such a really deep and heartwarming book. And last but not least, The Tea Girl of Hummingbird Lane by Lisa C. This was also read as part of the Cozy Pages book club, and I am so happy I discovered this book, because I don't think I would have found this book otherwise, but it was probably my favorite book of the year. Yes, I'm ready to confirm that. It follows this young child living in the remote villages of China where there were many tea plantations, and follows her from childhood till adulthood, and you see the struggle of living in such a remote place and living in a village with very strict rules. So you see her in her village, but then she has this desire to study and learn more, and she goes through education. In that sense, it really reminded me of Educated by Tara Westover, which is another great book that I read, I think 2024. It follows similar pattern of like coming of age from a very remote place in the world to development through a lot of learning and education. What I really loved was like this whole environment and like aspect of the tea plantations and the tea leaves business that I love tea, and by the way, cheers. So yeah, it was very emotional, very interesting about the tea business, and I love when we get to follow a character throughout different seasons of her life. I felt it was so real and so vivid. Like the story was narrated with such care, and it felt very real, and I absolutely loved it. Yes, favorite book of 2025. So yeah, these are my favorite books of 2025. A nice mix. There's some, translative fiction, dark academia, historical fiction. So overall, I'm pretty pleased. I would like to know if you read any of these books and what you thought about them. Also, let me know in the comments below what your favorite book of 2025 was. I'm always on the lookout for new books to read, even though my TBR is like so big. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed my rambling. And yeah, thanks so much for watching, and see you in the next video.